Hello.
No more moon?
Oh, wait, my sound is not, hold on a second. Oh, I went to the beach now, Harold.
You went to the beach?
Yeah,
Much better than the moon.
yeah. It's in Mexico,
Oh,
Playa del Carmen, it's called,
that's nice.
in the Yucatan.
Oh, it's very humid there.
Yeah?
It's very humid there in the Yucatan.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's 5 hours away. Wow. Okay. Hi, Johnny. Harold, have you seen the Spotify that Ernie says?
No, I didn't go yet.
He
What?
I don't know, he must work until 5 in the morning doing
Well,
that.
how many did he upload? Like thousands, hundreds?
He put all brachas and he already started with Shabbos.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it doesn't
Maybe,
take too
maybe it's
long,
not so hard to
but
transfer.
actually you have to transfer it, one by one.
Well,
I
he
don't
had
think
Susie do it.
Huh?
He had Susie do it.
Oh, maybe. It works okay. I'm surprised there's no limit or they don't charge you.
Yeah, you would think there's some kind of fee involved. I would think using their server, you're taking up space.
Yeah, but in YouTube, for example, they don't charge me,
Yeah.
but the videos belong to them.
Oh,
Hello, Ernie.
Hi,
Tomorrow,
Ernie.
tomorrow at 6 o'clock at Shul.
6, okay.
Okay.
Nun Tess 59.
Okay.
Dinan, Hamaschila Yesh Chazaka. Is a long gutter, and that if you leave it there for 3 years, nobody protests, it establishes ownership. Bishlam Andamar Hanichtarti Shmon Rav Chanina Shapir. That as opposed to a marzev, which does not have chazaka, maschila, because it's kvias, it's there all the time. You don't move it from place to place. According to the Mandomer, that the marzev doesn't have chazaka, shemrotza livnos tachtav bonet, for a different reason, that a marzev, if somebody wants to build, the marzev is a rain gutter that drops water into certain chutzner. Now, if somebody, there is a mandama that says under a marzev, the guy in the chutzner can build and take away the landing spot for the water because he can build something there. So might not kilamina. Then why should be a difference between a marzev and maskila? The bala chutzner can build under there no matter what. Maskila shall be in askila. Here we're talking about maskila that was built out of stone, like it's a construction, and it's connected physically to a wall. The Omer lay, the owner of that construction can say, "Lo nichali de titri shtoy." I don't want you in the chutzner building something underneath it. It can weaken my structure. Omer Shmuel, sinor, mekalech mayim l'chutzner chaveir, a pipe, any pipe that is causing water to gather into his neighbor's chutzner, and it is to remove water that's gathering on the roof. Let's say the owner of the roof wants to gather the water there. He wants to plug up the pipe. The owner of the chutzner where the water was falling can prevent the guy from stopping up the pipe. Why? Just like you had sort of permission to lead your water out into my chutzner, basically I expect this water. Let's say I put the plant there. So you can't change from the way it was. That she said, the owner of the chutzner can stop the guy in the roof from plugging up the pipe. Rav Chama, no.
Somebody has a sound like a radio or something going on.
Maybe Mario.
What?
Maybe Mario, because
No.
No?
It's
It
Ernie's
sounds like there is.
sound.
Huh?
It's your sound that sounds strange today. It sounds very loud.
Okay, whatever.
okay. Also, Shaila Rav Bisa. They went to ask Rav Bisa. He said the balachotzer can prevent the owner of the pipe from blocking up the pipe. If you have 3 generations of Tamei Chachamim, it's going to last forever. Because Chuta Mishulash, it refers to a grandfather, a father, and a son. Rav Bisa was the son of Rav Chama, and Rav Chama was the son of Rav Shia. The Mishnah said, "Sulma Mitzri ein lo chazaka." If you have a Egyptian ladder and you put it there, just because it's there, it doesn't mean that you have chazaka there. Hechidami, Sulam Mitzri. A ladder with less than 4 rungs. Chalona Mitzri, we say if a house has a Egyptian window, just because you have it there, it doesn't establish a chazaka. Maish Nagabi Sulam Shalom Afaresh. Now, the Gemara notes that the Mishnah didn't immediately explain what an Egyptian ladder is. In the Mishnah, it explained what the Egyptian chalon is. Because he wanted to bring the sheet of the Tanakama who argues with Rav Yehuda as to what is the geder of a chalon mitzri. A window that's placed below four amos from the ground, yesh lo chazaka, and you build it and nobody protests, so you can establish chazaka and you can't cause them to remove it. And therefore, since it can establish chazaka, the owner is allowed to protest if he doesn't want it. And that's understandable, because if the window is low, the guy can look inside, or vice versa. The person in the house can look at what's going on in the chutzner. Now, l'malam arba amis ein l'chazaka. If it's above 4 amis, he cannot protest, and therefore, just because it's there, it doesn't establish chazaka. Ein l'chazaka v'nei yochel limchos. But Rabbi Lo Yomar filo l'malam arba amis ein l'chazaka v'yochel limchos. Yes, it doesn't have chazaka, but the neighbor can protest. So lema koifen al midas dom kamiflagi. The midas dom is zen nene v'zel chaser. One person benefits, the other person doesn't lose out. So, and we force people to not to be midas too. And maybe Rav Zera Mar holds koifen. And that's why, why should the neighbor cannot protest, because he's not being damaged by such a high window, because nobody could look out. Mar Sover, no, ain't koifen. So the Gemara says that's not the machlekes. Lo the kula alma koifen. Everybody else that midas dam is a bad midah, and you can force people not to do it. That they have to share something which doesn't cause loss to the other person. Here, shiny hacha. Rabbi Lloyd doesn't call this a midas dam. The Omer lay, the owner of the chutzner can say zinin demut v'sarsvet tutcha v'kayam v'kachazit. Fine. Normally, you cannot see what's going on, but maybe you'll take a chair and you'll stand up and look at what's going on in my house. So, Ahuda Asal Kamei Ravami. There was a person who presented to Ravami, Shadri Kamei Ravami Barmama. And Omele Ovidle Rabbaloi, that if a neighbor building a window above Arba Ames, the neighbor could protest. Amar Shmuel Ula Oira. Now, if the person is building the window to provide light in a dark place, it doesn't have to be a big window. I feel a kosher yesh chazaka. Even a little small window, and the guy doesn't protest, will be chazaka. Otherwise, and if he doesn't protest, later on, over time, he's not going to be able to tell the guy to close up the window. Mishnah. Haziz ad tefach. You have a house that's next to a chutzner, and it has a little projection from the house into the airspace of the neighbor's chutzner. Up until tefach yesh lo chazaka, v'yachol limchos. Up until the tefach, the neighbor can protest, not to fill up as the airspace of my chutzer. It's not a matter of zen nenev as a chutzer, because he has a loss. While he's the owner of the house, while he's using this projection, he can look inside the chutzer, and there's lack of privacy for the chutzer, so the owner of the chutzer can protest. Or the courtyard person can protest to the owner of the roof not to put a projection out. If it's less than a tefach, you can't protest, and there's no chazak established. Because less than a tefach doesn't create a problem. Arav Asim Rav Mani Vamri Law, Rav Yaakov Rav Mani, Hichzik Beziz Tefach, Hichzik Ba'arba. That if the guy didn't protest with a tefach worth of a ziz, he established chazaka with arba. Now, what does that mean? My comment. Arvai hachi comment. Hichzik rochav tefach. The projection is the width of a tefach, and it's traveling the length. The meshach arba tefachim. It's traveling the length 4 tefachim long. Then hichzik. If the guy didn't protest, and it's there for 3 years without protest, baruch arba, up until 4 tefachim. But if the projection is not into the air space, a tefach, it's less than a tefach, then eila chazak. Of any achalimchos, the balachotzer cannot protest. Amravuna lo yishanu ela balagag balachotzer. That what we're talking about is the owner of the roof cannot protest against the owner of the chotzer to say, you're not allowed to do something to prevent me from using my projection. But balachotzer and balachag yachol imchos. Even less than the tefach, the balachotzer can prevent the owner of the house from building the projection or not to use it. Because it's I can see what's going on, it's lack of privacy. Vice versa, either way, you can't protest. The balachotzer cannot protest the projection. Lema is the machloikas hezek re'iyah kamiflagi. Perhaps they argue whether there's even a concept of, let's say, privacy. Like, is there damage by being able to look into someone's property? The Mars of Ravuna holds Shmei Hezek. It's called a Hezek. And the balachotzer can protest because the owner of the roof that's sticking out the projection, while he uses this projection, he's going to look into what's going on in the chotzer, and that's a damage. That's why the balachotzer can prevent it. But Rabbi Yehuda Mars of Rav Shmei Hezek, is that what you're saying? The reason for the machlokas? No. Kula al mishmei hezek. Everybody holds that the general, there is privacy damage. So according to Rav Yehuda, why is it the balachotzer cannot protest the projection? Shani Ocha de Omerle, the owner of the roof can say the balachotzer lishtashmishi lo chasi. This is such a small projection. I can't stand out here. I can't stand there. Therefore, there's no way I'm going to come to look into what's going on to your chotzer. Why did I build it? I want to hang something there. And therefore, Madrina, while I'm hanging something here, I'm going to turn my face. I'm not going to be able to look inside of your chotzer. While the Idich, Rav Huna will say, yeah, you'll be afraid because you're going to lose balance. You're standing on the roof hanging this thing, you're turning away, and you come to look at it, therefore it's a problem. Mishnah. Lo yiftach adam chalonosav l'chatzar shutafi. Let's say I have a house, and my house overlooks a chatzar, and I'm a partner in that chatzar with somebody else. I can't just willy-nilly open up a window because I'm going to disturb the privacy rights of my partner. Lokach bayis b'chotzer acheres. I bought a house next to another chotzer that's connected to this chotzer. Lo yivtachena b'chotzer shutaf. Again, you can't open up the window in a partner's chotzer. Bona aliyah gabi beis. So you built a second story on your house. Lo yivchatena l'chotzer shutafin. You can't open it up into a chotzer that belongs to partners. I'm affecting his privacy. Ela imratz, if he wants to build a second story, bonus a cheder lifnim beso. He has to build it sort of on top of his own house, which doesn't overlook the chotzer. Not in touch with the chotzer, but you have to build it so that it's only involving his house. Now, the Mishnah said, I can't open up windows into a chotzer owned by partners. My area, chotzer shutaf, chotzer chaver nami. What if it's just my neighbor who has a chotzer? I'm not a partner with him. I'm also masik him. So the Gemara says it's in a structure of not only this but this also. Loma boy comer. Loma boy. Not only in the case of chotzer chaver shalo, I can't open up into my neighbor. I can't look into his chotzer. Chotzer shutafim de amerle. So far gobais it's luminoi. When two partners own a chotzer, each person knows that they have to sort of hide themselves from him because they both have usage of it. The chotzer. So maybe he'll say, "What do you care that I open up a window?" Kamash Malanda Amarle, the partner can say to him, "Yeah, when I was in the chotzer and I knew you were there, I had to hide myself because I knew you were using it." I've got to hide myself from you in the chotzer all the time now because you're going to be able to look at the chotzer from your house. He opened up a window to a chotzer that he was a partner with. You can't protest anymore. You should have protested in the first 3 years. If you didn't, you have the right to use it. But you spent energy opening up the window, you have to go and close it up. Because he had the right to protest forever. Okay, we'll stop here. Tomorrow we will finish the parrot, God willing.
6 o'clock tomorrow?
6 o'clock, yeah.
Very good. Shabbos.
Good job, everybody.
Okay, good job.